Morning Sainers, welcome back to the Saints TV Weekly for June 24th. Thanks for joining me. Thanks to Inglewood Coffee Roasters. Make sure you go on their website, www.inglewoodcoffeeroasters.com.au. They've got coffee, tea and chai. They've got 50% off. I think they also got 60% off one of their other coffee products. So make sure you check out their website. We've got the discount code. You get 40% off as well on top of that. Enjoy it. I've got mine here as well. And it's hitting the spot. After the bye, we're back. We had the bye weekend, no Saints footy. It was nice to kind of just watch everyone else win and lose. And now we're building up to a big Sunday early game against Port Adelaide. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But firstly, let's go through the injury updates. This was 5 days ago, so slightly out of whack, but I'm going to do my best to update it. Paddy Dow should be available as a test. Isaac Keeler as well, Liam Stocker as well, Jimmy Webster a test. So there's a bunch of players here that have all probably got to get through just this week of training and they'll be up for selection. Brad Crouch, TBC, Jack Hayes about 2 weeks away, Dougal Howard about 2 weeks away, James Van Es season. So again, the injury list is looking pretty good. There's 4 or 5 players there that are listed as a test. So you'd imagine if they all get through, then we'll be absolutely fine. And looking like having a pretty strong team to field on Sunday against Port Adelaide at 1:10 p.m. Swinging to sort of the biggest topics of the last week. It's trade stuff. It's all that silly season. So Tyson Sangle, apparently Geelong have offered him around $700,000 a year. A lot of people are reporting that he can get a lot more on the open market, and that's just the way it is. So it could be just highest bidder. People think that it could be St Kilda. If we're bidding over $700 for Tyson Sangle, I think we've got problems. He's not the player that we need. We've got a lot of smalls, and we want to be throwing some of that money at some gun midfielders. And Tyson Stangle's not that. He's a very good small forward, and I think he does offer a lot to our forward line. But I think for the price, I don't see it as being a very smart option. But that's kind of a wait and see. He's at Geelong. Why wouldn't you just take 700 and stay in Geelong? I just think it's crazy. If you think you need more than that, 700, 600, 500, I mean, that's all very good money and sets you up for life. So, bit agreed there, but we'll see what happens. The next one is Josh Battle. And apparently there is no timeline on Josh Battle. According to his manager, he is expected to draw lucrative offers. He's only 25 years old. He's playing very, very good football. This is his manager, Tom Seckel, who provided an update earlier in the week. He said, JB is having a fantastic year both behind the footy and even up forward at different stages. Like all of these decisions, there's a lot of variables that come into it and a lot of factors that influence decisions. Josh has just recently had his first child and he's working through that. There's no timeline on that at this stage. But Alex McDonald is working really closely with JB and the club, and I'm sure that will play out as the year goes on. So Battle is he signed in 2022 a 2-year deal that takes him through to free agency. So that's where Josh Battle is at. The other one that everyone's talking about is Rowan Marshall, and all I need to say to that, from what I have, I guess, kind of trying to search around and get some information for everyone, is he's contracted. He's contracted until 2026 or 2027 or something? I don't know. He's got a big contract. He's for him to be up for grabs would be ludicrous. I think that's all just kind of a bit of fluff, to be honest. So I'll delve into that a little bit more as the weeks go on, but at this stage I don't think there's much to worry about with Rowan Marshall. The other one is LDU, who on the weekend just played a phenomenal game against Melbourne and justifies the reason why I think he should be our number one target, why we should be throwing $1 million a year at him. He is a freak. He single-handedly lifted North to almost beating Melbourne on the weekend. 31 disposals, a goal. It was just elite across the ground and the exact type of midfielder that we absolutely need. And he's just a man mountain. He's a big boy and we don't have anyone like him in the midfield. Machito Owens, I'd love to see develop into that type of player, but I just don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. And LDU is, he's playing some career best football at the moment, as Matthew Lloyd said after the game. And he's only 25. I think that's the one. I think he's the one that we need to go for. So stay tuned on that. And then from there, I'm pretty sure we've just got the game on the weekend, so we'll quickly go over that. It's a nice short, sharp one, Sainers, because we didn't obviously play, so not much to cover there. But We've got Port Adelaide, 1:10 p.m. We are actually favourites. They have just come off a shellacking at home to Brisbane. I tipped Brisbane. I actually got 6 out of 6 for the 2 weeks in a row, I think. So, go me. Last time we played them, we lost by 10 points in Adelaide. They had a lot of shots. We didn't. It was 11-16 to 11-6, so they probably deserved to beat us. Before that, they beat us by 7 points. Before that, they beat us by 1 point. Every time we play Port, we always lose, and it's always close. So this is one where you just, they've just come off a belting. They're going to get hammered in the media. Even Kane Cornes finally ripped into them. And it's the sort of game that they're going to get up for, but I just want us to smash them and them to sack Ken Hinkley. Like, honestly, that'd be the best outcome for me. Not before. I want us to flog them, put them out of the 8. I think they might be out of the 8 or just they're teetering on the edge. And we're perfectly capable. If we play like the way we did against Brisbane for the second half, particularly against this Port side, who might actually be without some gun players, suspensions, injuries, and it's at Marvel, I really think we can get up in this game. There's no better time to beat Port. We are favourites. We need to build some momentum in the second part of the year going into the off-season. So I think it starts now, and I fully back our boys to hopefully put on a show, but it's not going to be easy. Port just always seem to just pip us regardless of form. They're 8-6. We're 5-9. They've lost their last 3 pretty comfortably. They lost to Carlton. They lost to the GWS Giants in a very ugly game, and they lost to Brisbane by, 79 points. And before that, they beat North, and then they beat Hawthorn by 1 point, and that was when they were down all day. So really, they've been very average for the last month. So, and we've kind of been building, getting a little bit better over the last month, I would say. So, big game. Get down to Marvel Saners, 1:10 p.m. Check out Inglewood Coffee Roasters as well. We've got the podcast coming out tonight. Obviously, Saints TV Live will be tonight now, 7 p.m. With Alana replacing Max for the rest of the season as he's away, which will be exciting. And then we've got all the content previews, Oppo views, the teams Thursday night, all that stuff coming back this week. So had a bit of a quiet week last week, no footy, but back this week and ready to go. So thanks again for watching, Saners. Enjoy the rest of your week, and as always, go you mighty Saners. See you guys.